We watched Barbie. This movie was a big deal. It certainly was. Let's get into it. So Barbie is from 2023 and it lasts 1 hour 55 minutes. It stars Margot Robbie as Barbie and it stars Ryan Gosling as Ken. The movie opens with a scene of little girls playing with dolls. A voiceover tells us the history of dolls that little girls have always played with, and they were always babies. Babies? Yeah, baby dolls. Until Barbie came along and changed everything. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange opening. These little girls, they take their baby dolls, they start smashing them against each other and throw them in the air. Well, the opening is actually an homage to 2001 A Space Odyssey. What's that? We'll watch it one day. Okay. It's got the music that was playing, yeah, Ric Flair's music.
Did you ever think you'd see the day? It is a surreal event.
Yeah, well, it's in that movie as well. Is it? Does Rick know? It's a classical piece of music. So they're all classical pieces of music. What all classical pieces of music? Wrestling themes. What? No. Hiss Nell. No, that's not a classical piece. Anyway, on with the movie. We find out Barbie is all women, and all women are Barbies. What? Well, in Barbie, almost everyone is called Barbie. Every lady. Yeah, there are a few others like Skipper, who's a friend or a cousin or something of Barbie. There are a couple of other characters, but mainly they're all called Barbie. Yeah, and all the guys are called Ken. Yeah, but it is Barbie Land.
This is Barbie Land.
And everyone in Barbie Land believes that every woman in the real world is happy and successful and grateful to Barbie because she came along and changed their world and showed them that women can do anything. Yeah, because you see, all the daddies are like doctors and presidents and judges and teachers and scientists and astronauts and all sorts. In Barbie Land, we follow our protagonist, Barbie. Yeah, obviously Barbie. This is stereotypical Barbie, played by Margot Robbie. And we see her waking up, we see her daily life. Yeah, and she wakes up, right, and she goes and has a shower, that there's no water. And then she goes and she has breakfast, that there's no food. And she drinks some milk, that there's no milk. It's just like kids playing with Barbie dolls. You just pretend there's water in the cup. You just pretend there's glass in the mirror. You just pretend they're magically transported to the car from their house.
Just pretend.
And while this is going on, there's a little song. Yeah, something about Tink. Yeah, not the singer. No. The colour. Yeah, they know. Okay. Barbie takes a drive down to the beach where all the men, all the Kens, yeah, all the Kens are hanging out. And all the Kens are good looking guys. Now the voiceover says Barbie has a good day every day, but Ken only has a good day if Barbie notices him.
Pathetic.
So all the Ken... Wait, what is it? There's one other guy. Oh, there is one character called Alan. Yeah, and Alan is a one-off. There's only one character, only one person in Barbie Land called Alan. Even he doesn't know why. He's quite funny. Ken, the main Ken that we focus on, Ryan Gosling, he is always desperate for Barbie's attention, stereotypical Barbie's attention. And there's a bit of a rivalry between him and a couple of other Kens. But more or less, everything in Barbie Land is pretty much wonderful. Yeah, and that night they had a big party, because every night is ladies' night. And they had a big party at Dardy's house. All the other Dardys come across. A few Kens come across. They're having a great time. And then, during it, our Dardy, she has a bit of an existential crisis. Yeah, she mentions that she's been thinking about death. But she quickly moves on, carries on the party. Now, the next morning, however, when she gets out of bed, she gets into the shower, and even though there's no water, the water is cold. Yeah, and even though there's no milk in her cup, the milk has still gone sour, and everything's gone wrong. She mentions this to the other Barbies, and they tell her, I think you're malfunctioning. You have to go and see Weird Barbie.
Into my weird house. Hi, I'm Weird Barbie.
So she goes to this crazy house and she meets Weird Barbie. And Weird Barbie is a Barbie who has been played with too hard. Yeah, She's constantly in the slits, and her hair's cut short and coloured in. She's got felt tip 10 all over her face. Her clothes are a mess. It's pretty good because that's what little kids do with their toys sometimes. They go crazy and cut their hair and colour them in and scribble all over them. It's a nice touch.
I like it.
Weird Barbie basically says to Barbie, well, you are malfunctioning. You're going to start getting cellulite. You're going to start thinking about death more often. You have to go to the real world and find the little girl who is playing with you. Because it seems like she might be sad. Yeah. So cut to Barbie in her car. She's about to leave Barbie Land to head to the real world. Yeah, and they're all the daddies and all the kids are there like, oh, see you later, good luck, I'll miss you, come back soon. And they've got this banner. It's really funny. It's a nice touch. So Barbie drives off. She says, I wish someone could come with me, but I know I have to do this on my own. She drives off out of Barbie Land, singing a happy little song. 'Cause I'm happy now. No, that's not it.
To the doctor, I went to the mountain.
And as she gets further away from Barbie Land, Ken pops out of the back seat. He wants to go with her. He's like, please let me come with you to the real world. Come on, I'll help you. She's reluctant, but eventually she says, okay, we'll go together. So they head to the real world and they arrive in Los Angeles. LA. To get there, they go through a little travel montage. Yeah, and it's all like things you can buy for Daddy. Like Daddy's camper van, Daddy's car, Daddy's yacht, Daddy's spaceship. It's quite cool. I do like the toy element of this movie. But as I said, they arrive in LA and they're in rollerblades and in tight lycra outfits. Yeah, and Ken is loving it. Everyone's looking at them and he's thinking this is great and getting so much attention. And that's really cool. Barbie is not loving it because she is being perved on basically. Yeah, these guys are like checking her out and being really creepy. Yeah, they're not exactly shy. In fact, one guy comes up and slaps her on the butt. Yeah, that's not cool, Nate. No, it's not. She turns around, punches him.
Good for her.
And she gets arrested. Yeah. So, while she's in the police station, the cops are like, wow, I love your lycra outfit. Wow, it's so revealing. You're so sexy. Yeah, it's a bit much. And then they go and get new clothes. They go and buy cowboy outfits from a shop. Well, they go into a shop, they put on some cowboy outfits, and they come out looking great. Yeah, and they just start to leave, and then the shop owner's like, you have to pay for those. And they run away, but then they're caught by the cops. Yeah, they're arrested again. And the cops are even more over the top creepy. They're saying things like, oh, she looks even better with more clothes on. Yeah, because you can imagine more. Yeah. Anyway, they get to keep the clothes. Barbie goes and sits on a park bench. She says she needs time to think, to connect with her little girl, the girl who's playing with her in the real world. So Ken goes off a wander, and Ken is having the best day of his life.
I love it here.
Yeah, because he's seen all these men, right? Because in Dardyland, men are like just to be there for the Dardies. But here, people are asking in the town, people are saying, excuse me, sir. People are holding doors open for him. People are checking him out. And there's a man on a horse. He cannot believe this. He's loving the fact that a man is riding a horse. He thinks this is the coolest thing ever. It's pretty cool. Well. On the bench, Barbie manages to tune into the memories and the thoughts of the little girl who's playing with her. And she sees she's grown up a little bit. She's now a teenager and she's a bit sad. And she's a bit too cool to play with Barbies. Yeah.
Teenagers.
And this, and the fact that she looks around and she sees other sad people in LA, she cries. Yeah, one single tear comes from her eye. And it's the first time she's ever cried, so she doesn't know what's going on. She just knows it doesn't feel great.
Feels terrible.
After a while, Ken returns. Yeah, and Daddy says, listen, I know where the girl is. She's at the school. Let's go see her. So they head off to the school together. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the real world, the FBI, yeah, they call Mattel, the makers of Barbie. Yeah, and they say, listen, 2 of your dolls have got out. They don't seem too shocked by it. Not and the guy in Mattel's office, Aaron, he's like, oh dear, I better go and tell the boss. Do you know what I noticed about this movie? What? There's quite a lot of British actors in it. Really? Yeah, this guy Aaron, he's British. And there's a woman from a Scottish TV show. And there's a woman from an Irish TV show. And there's a British comedian presenter. And there's John Cena. John Cena is in it. Right, don't start that again. We had enough of that during the Marine. But John Cena is in it for about 3 seconds. Anyway, in the Mattel offices, Aaron runs up to the top floor. He goes to see the bosses. Will Ferrell. Yeah, Will Ferrell. So he's the boss, and he's surrounded by all these other executives, and Aaron tells them what's happened. So they're like, this is a disaster. It has happened before, and we need to put a lid on it right now. Cut to the school. Barbie and Ken split up. Ken goes to the library. He says he's going to find some books on trucks, but actually he goes and finds books on the patriarchy and on how to be a man and things like that. Barbie manages to track down the girl who's playing with her, Sasha, and Sasha is sitting at a lunch table with a bunch of other girls. They're all mean.
You're so mean, Meg. You're so mean.
Well, they put Barbie in her place, basically. Barbie says, don't you want to thank me for showing you that women can do anything? And they basically say, you're a fascist. You are unrealistic. You've given women unrealistic expectations and goals. And you've left us to be
disappointed!
So Dardy cries no and leaves. As she's leaving, a black van pulls up and a load of guys in suits get out. Yeah, and it's title from Mattel. And they say, we are from Mattel, Canada's. So she does. She gets in the van and they drive off to the offices of Mattel. Ken sees this happening. He says, you're a follower. And then he goes, no, actually, do you know what? I'm going to go and read these books. So he goes and reads his books. But he decides he still loves the patriarchy. And he wants to go back to Barbie Land and tell all the other Kens what he's learned. Uh-oh. So that's what he does. He heads back all happy and excited. Yeah, meanwhile, Dardy is in the executive's office in the Mattel buildings. And they say to her, listen, I can solve this. I can get you back to Darby Land. Just get inside that giant box. So basically, I think they're going to put her back in a big box. And then she's going to go back as an unsold Barbie. I think that's what's going on. She's about to get in the box and then she looks around the office and realises every single person working there is a man.
It's a pure sausage fest.
Except the secretary. The secretary, who turns out to be Sasha's mother, who is called Gloria, she'll come into it in a little minute. So, she says, listen, I'm just going to use the bathroom before I get in the docks. So they say, okay, it's down the hall to the right. And she runs off. And they realise what she's doing. So they go and chase her all through the offices. She finds this secret room. And there is basically a kitchen. An old lady sitting at a table having a cup of tea. And she says, come in dear, sit down. I'll make you a cup of tea. So she does. She makes her a cup of tea. And they sit in a little chat. And she says, my name's Ruth. And then Ruth tells her, if you go out that door, you'll find the staircase and you can escape that way. So she does. She goes out. She runs out of the building onto the street just in time for Gloria to pull up in her car with Sasha. And they say, get in quick. And they drive off and escape. Yeah.
Phew.
While they're in the car, getting to know each other, Sasha can't believe what's going on. She's like, this is actually Barbie. Yeah, she takes it a bit in her stride. Yeah, they all seem to take it in their stride that an actual Barbie doll has come to life and is wandering around the city. Anyway, it transpires. What? Vampires? No, transpires. Oh, sorry. It transpires that the memories Barbie saw were not from Sasha. They were actually from Gloria, because she had found a box of old toys and she'd been playing with Barbie and she's drawn pictures of her and she's given her cellulite and she's made her think about her own mortality and things like that. So Daddy's like, oh thanks. So Barbie decides, let's the three of us go to Barbie Land. For some reason, they go to Barbie Land, sing a little song on the way there. Yeah. 'Cause I'm happy now. No, it's not that. But by the time they get there, everything has changed. Yeah, Ken has taken over. It's now a patriarchy. And Kens are in charge. And all the other daddies are loving it. They're like, can I massage your feet? Can I wash your car? Can I cook your dinner? And Barbie's dream house, along with other dream houses, has been transformed. Yeah, it's now called Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House. Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House. It's cool. It's stupid, but it's funny. Because of these changes in Barbie Land, everything, the real world is changing. Everyone's buying Ken, and everyone's buying the Dojo Mojo Casa House. Barbie can't believe what's going on, but Ken explains to her, in the real world he was getting respect. Someone asked him the time, someone called him sir. Here, he's only here as an accessory, basically. Gloria and Sasha try to comfort Barbie. They say, this is basically what it's like to be a real person. This is what it's like to be a real woman. It's what it's like to be a human. Yeah. And then they cut to a TV ad in the real world, and it's, "Dye your new depression Dardy." Weird Barbie takes Barbie in, lets her stay with her, and says, "I'll look after her." Sasha and Gloria start to leave Barbie Land. Yeah, and they start leaving, they're singing a song, cause don't do it. As they're leaving, someone pops up from the back seat. Alan! Alan says, "I hate it. The other Dardies are making the massage guys' seats." And they're just about to leave, and then they come up against a gang of construction workers who are building a wall to try to keep everyone in Barbie Land. Yeah. The construction workers are like, "Hey, you can't leave." And Alan gets out, and he starts to kick some serious ass. He's beating on a lot. Little Alan. It's so funny. While Alan's fighting off about 40 men, Sasha and Gloria decide, you know what, maybe we should go back and help Barbie. So that's what they do. They wait for Alan to come back, and when he does, they say, "We're going back." And he's like, "Oh no."
Dude, seriously?
By the time Sasha and Gloria make it back to Barbie Land, Weird Barbie has a small group of Barbies with her, including stereotypical Barbie, our Barbie. And she's been trying to deprogram them, sort of take off the brainwashing that the Kens have caused. Yeah. And it's worked for this little group. Yeah, more or less. Yeah, but then Gloria stands up and gives a speech about what it's like to be a real woman in the real world. And she's like, "You can't do this, that you have to do that. You have to do this, that you can't do that." And she goes on, and it's a good little speech. And it's full of, you're supposed to, that you can't, that you're supposed to, you're not allowed to, that you have to, blah, blah, blah. And it's a decent little speech, and it snaps the Barbies out of their funk. And it deprograms the Barbie who can't be deprogrammed so far, and they get stereotypical Barbie out of her funk. So this group of Barbies, they come up with a plan. They decide they are going to kidnap the other Barbies, the ones who are living with the Kens, and who are serving the Kens, and who are still brainwashed. Yeah, and what they do, right, is they're going to kidnap Dardies one at a time, unbrainwash them. That's right. And the way they're going to do it is they're going to distract the Kens with another Barbie. So one of the already deprogrammed Barbies will go in and ask Ken something like, "Are you watching The Godfather? I've never seen it. Can you explain it to me?" And that'll distract Ken enough so that they can kidnap the other Dardie, who's still brainwashed, take her and deprogram her.
Oh, how sneaky.
And she can go in and ask another Ken, "Well, can you give me some financial advice?" Yeah, all the Kens are like typical mansplaining. But the Barbies have to act fast because the Kens have a vote tomorrow. They're voting to change the constitution of Barbie Land, making everything about Ken, making it a Ken land, basically. Yeah. Do you know what's funny? What? Here in Scotland, we say Ken for the word no. We do. So, not no as in yes and no. No as in, do you know what I mean? We would say, do you ken? Do you ken? Where did that come from? I don't know. This nudie? No, I don't know. The final part of the plan is that our Barbie has to go and see our Ken and pretend she wants to be his girlfriend. Yeah, so he says, "Come in, I'll play guitar at you." So he does, he plays guitar at her. And he sings a song called Push, and he plays it for 4 hours. And then they're on the beach doing this, and then all the other Kens are doing the same thing with all their Dardies. But the cunning part of this plan is that Barbie will look at her phone as if she's received a text while Ken's playing his song. Yeah. And she'll look, she'll giggle, and then she'll go and sit with one of the other Kens. and then another Darby will do the same to another Ken, and they'll basically make each other jealous. Yeah, so that's what they do. Make all the Kens jealous and play with their insecurities. That mean. So the next day, all the Kens decide to have a big battle. There's going to be a load of Kens on one side and another load of Kens on the other side of the beach, and they have a big fight. And it's pretty cool. They don't have weapons or anything, so they're using like frisbees and volleyballs and tennis balls, and they're using floats and they're using rubber rings. It's pretty cool. Eventually the fight evolves into a dance number. And they're all singing, "I'm just Ken." They realise they're all just the same. They're all tals, really. So they decide, this is silly. Let's go ride back into town. So they ride back into Barbie Land on invisible horses. And when they get there, they're too late. The Barbies have already had the vote. They voted to keep everything as it was before. Barbie Land is still Barbie Land. The houses are back to being Barbie's dream houses, and everything's as it was. And there Ken, he runs off crying. Barbie follows them to go and speak to him. She says, look, it's okay. Things will be a bit different now. Not every night has to be ladies' night. I'm sorry I've been taking you for granted now. And Ken admits he doesn't actually want the patriarchy. No, he just thought he'd ignore horses. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be riding about in a big horse. But he feels like he's basically nothing here. Barbie speaks to him and says, basically, you have to figure out who you are without me. You have to find out who is Ken. And he realises Ken is me. And he realises he is individual. All the Kens feel the same. All the Kens are happy. All the Barbies are happy. And things go back to normal. Yeah, that was a little bit more balance. Yeah, a bit more balance in Barbie Land. The executives appear on the scene and they say, this is great. To be honest, the chief executive, Will Ferrell, he basically says, I'd get into this because I just want to have fun. I'm not really, a stuffy businessman. This is fun for me and this is what I want. This is what I love to see. So everyone seems to have a happy ending, but then Barbie says, well, I don't know what my ending is. I don't think I have an ending. Yeah, and then you hear a voice saying, that's the point. And Ruth appears, the little strange lady from that secret kitchen. She appears and she says, I created you, Daddy. You don't need to have an ending. Your story can go on and on forever and ever. So Barbie's unsure how she feels about this. She and Ruth go off to a void, basically, to have a chat. Yeah, and Ruth's like, listen, you can do anything you want. I named you after my daughter, Barbara. Yeah, and she says, you can do what you want. And what Barbie really wants is to be a real human. Just like Pinocchio. Yeah. So Ruth says, I can't give you permission to do that. You can only do that yourself by believing, sort of thing. Yeah. That she says, hold my hands and close your eyes. Because you need to know what it feels like to be human before you decide to take that leap. So they hold hands. Barbie closes her eyes and she sees a beautiful montage of all these different women around the world. All these different women and girls around the world doing wonderful things, being happy and being sad and laughing and crying. Yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, bit cheesy. That's a nice little moment. After she's felt that, Barbie opens her eyes and says, yes. Yes, what? Yeah, yes, she wants to be human. Ah. Now, before they stepped into the void, everyone waved them off as if they knew Barbie wasn't coming back. So they're all waving like the strangest waves you'll ever see. and Ken's got this cool hoodie. It says, I am Kenneth. So we cut to Barbie back in the car with Gloria and Sasha. She's dressed nice and they pull up outside a building and Gloria and Sasha say, you can do this, you've got this. And Barbie goes in and she goes up to the reception desk and she says, my name is Handler, Barbie. So it looks like she's got a job interview. Not. The lady says, and how can I help you today, Miss Handler? And Barbie says, I'm here to see my gynecologist. And that's the end. That is the end. And then we got another fun piece of music. I'm a daddy girl. in a daddy world. Yeah, it's a remix of that. And that's Barbie from 2023. Oscar-winning movie. Kind of a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. But the bigger deal is what you thought of it. I loved every minute of this. Did you? Yeah. All of it? Yeah. Okay, I enjoyed it. It was better than I expected it to be. Really? What did you expect? I don't know, but not this. It was nice and musical, colourful, happy, and genuinely funny. Yeah. See? Well, I didn't say it wasn't going to be. Yeah, you did. No, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. And I also highly recommend you hit like and hit subscribe and watch another video. We'll see you next time. 'Cause I'm happy now.